two, one. Just wait for me to start talking, and you'll know we're live. Here we go. In three. Hey, everyone. Thank you for waiting. It is Master 8 List Reveal Saturday. The day has finally arrived. The first big event for the Sega crew in 2025, and we're so happy to bring you this list. It's such a banger of a list that it took us 5 of us this time. Myself, Booster Shane, we got Cypher in here, Estacao, Grand Coon, and of course the fabulous Radioactive Man from Mars. How's everyone doing? Cypher, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Glad to be here. Glad to have been able to take part in helping with the Master 8 this time around. Thank you to you, Shane. Thank you to the rest of the group here. They put in a lot of work, a lot of time to try to get this list in the shape that I think everybody out here, you love speedrun marathons or so. This is one to definitely check out.
Heck yeah, I love it. Esta, how are you doing?
Doing good now that I got my microphone headset situation all figured out.
Well, we're really glad to have Esta because GC went back through our thread, and this list is a little bit different when we realized that it originated with Esta's thoughts, his first ideas. So, Esta, so happy to have you here today.
Good to be here. I'm happy to be helping out with all these selections and whatnot.
Absolutely. And of course, we got Grand Coon over here, GC, all the way from Belgium. How's it going, buddy? Absolutely.
It's going really well. I'm excited. I'm totally excited about this reveal list. Absolutely. How is everybody doing?
Hey, Shane, really quick, they're saying there's some slight echo.
Okay, let me take a listen here.
Saying there's some slight echo.
Okay, let me take a listen here. GC, do you also have the stream open?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead and mute the stream though. It might be coming in on your end because I'm capturing your audio. Okay, go ahead and mute the stream though. It might be coming in on your end. Cool. I'm sure that worked. And then, of course, we got Radioactive Man from Mars. Radman, how's it going today? Cool. I'm sure that.
Doing great. How is everyone? I am totally looking forward to this list. I know every year we're like, this is the best list ever, but this one, I think we topped ourselves. And I've got the butterflies in my stomach, my pre-performance jitters. I'm ready to go.
And so am I. So when you want, Booster.
And perfect. Yeah, the only issue is, GC, I am getting your stream. You're sending me your stream as well as your game audio. So could you just close out the stream? Like whatever you're watching on the internet to watch Twitch, just close that out.
Yeah, you mean the audio, but that's done already.
Well, I'm picking up your audio because we're starting with your stream first. So, well, I'm picking up your audio because we're starting with your
okay, better like that.
Your stream first. So,
Keep speaking for a second, GC.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm ready to go. Shall I start?
No, just doing a quick check there.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I think Shane's just doing a quick sound check. These things happen. Everybody tuned in right now. We thank you again for sticking around with us.
Yeah. Actually, we're only getting. I don't know if it's Discord. You're capturing something, GC. I only need your game audio. Are you capturing desktop audio instead of just your game audio? In your OBS. I'm so sorry, everyone. There'll be a quick second.
Like that?
Should we? In your OBS.
How is it now?
So sorry, everyone. There'll be a quick.
Guys, are you there?
Oh, sorry, I'm listening. It looks like we're just picking up. So in your OBS.
Yeah.
In your capture.
Yes.
What audio are you sending me?
I just have the audio.
Is
Oh,
it
They
your
said,
emulator or
they
is
said
it
it sounds
Discord?
better. They said it
This is
sounds better now.
Okay.
this is desktop audio.
Desktop audio. So
Yeah.
you're picking up everything. Can
That's
you just select the emulator?
how do I do that?
So
Sorry, guys.
so within the sources, hit the plus sign and hit that application audio capture. His OBS is also in French too, so there's a little bit more of a lost in translation going on.
Guys, I'm lost. This is something we should have done earlier, Booster, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
We should have done that earlier.
It should say
We
beta.
fucked up, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, does it say beta when so you're in your capture, so under scenes in your OBS.
Yeah. No.
Hit capture.
And the scenes. Yeah.
Yep. Hit capture.
Yeah.
And this is where your sources are, where your desktop audio is.
Yes. Yes.
Delete your desktop audio.
Yep.
Okay, now hit plus sign at the very bottom of scenes, and it says something beta. In English, it says application audio capture, and then it should say beta in
I have that.
parentheses. Okay, hit that. Select that. Hit OK.
Yeah.
And then find specifically
my emulator.
Yep.
Okay, we have this.
And then find specifically.
We do have this.
Yep. Perfect.
I hope so.
That'll make it in the future too that you just have your game going instead of whatever is popping up on your computer as well.
Yeah. We only want your game. Okay, cool. So sorry about that, everyone. I think we are ready. Okay, and if we're not, we'll just roll with it. We'll just do no game music.
Yeah, sorry everyone. That's what's on me.
Sorry, you're okay. Oops. All right, so let's go ahead and up. We're starting with you, GC. So go ahead and pull up the first game when you were ready. Let's go. Oh, this is going to be a fun one.
Oh, yeah. How'd you like it, fellas?
I don't know if anyone can figure this one out.
See, this is why it was important for us to make sure we had his game audio.
So I think everybody's waking up now.
Yep, and I think they're realizing what the first game is, and that is correct. No, we're just kidding. GC, go ahead and throw up the first game. There's always time to troll chat. That's the Sega crew way.
So, what's the first game? Ooh.
Oh, GC, go back to OBS and go to stream. You're still in capture.
What?
In OBS, under scenes.
Yeah, stream.
Yep, hit stream.
Yeah.
That's it. Just hit stream.
Okay. So we fine?
You got it. Yep, you're good.
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect.
We got some guesses coming out already.
So let's go ahead and reveal it. Some of chat will be familiar with this because they speed run this game, including Patak.
Patak with the snipe.
What a great game. I absolutely love this game.
It is Kung Fu Kid. The goal is beat the game. If you're unfamiliar with Kung Fu Kid, this is Sega's version of just Kung Fu. Of course, they want to cash in as well. The one thing that Sega has going for it over the NES version, and most importantly, is that your character's name is Dragon Wang. That's right. And it's based on, and it's actually a sequel to an SG-1000 game called Dragon Wang. So Sega for the win, of course.
I didn't knew that.
Is it just coincidence he kind of looks like Alex Kidd?
Very much so, right? Look at that face.
I'm going to call in and say this is better than Kung Fu for that other company's system, old retro system.
Yeah,
this is way
definitely.
better. I mean,
JKL.
look, you got like him being able to jump all over the place. He's, of course, he can stun lock bosses here. You don't get to see that in the demo, but just with the speedrun, you can do some pretty neat stuff on the bosses.
Yeah, for every boss in that game, you have a quick kill. So this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, really fun game. JKL asked, do you jump with the up button? You actually jump with button 1, which is the button closest to the D-pad. So, that is one, for certain people, such as myself, that's always a huge learning curve for me I gotta hit the first button. Hit the first button to jump.
Yeah, right.
Oops.
And in the speedrun setting, the controls do feel good.
Yo, absolutely. The whole game feels great. And there's some really cool speedrun strats. I love a lot of the wall jump skips. They can be very precise, and when it comes to race day, it's definitely going to separate a lot of the runners right off the start.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now's
I
your
missed the
chance,
last hit.
because the goal is beat the game, so you can start running this game immediately.
That's right. Right now.
Yeah, and this is a fun little game, but there is a jump of difficulty in stage 5. As you will see right now, I'm gonna go for a little skip over here. See, you can absolutely very easy. Oops, sorry. You can totally see. Even if you miss it, you can insist a bit, and then you skip a whole way from the left and then to the right, and you have the same kind of skip in stage 5. But the one in stage 5 is gonna be another story. Let me tell you, this is one very, very precise trick. And if somehow you cannot put it, you can take the long way too. This is only a few seconds, but yeah. The stage 5 is brutal. Be aware of that. But this is a cool fun game.
The nice thing about the stage 5 skip is if you miss it, you're not out anything. You just fall to the platform underneath you. It's not like instant death or anything.
Yeah, you can reset the skip as many times as you need until you get it.
Yep, and the skip is such a shortcut. Even if you missed it 5 times, it's still going to be faster than taking the long way around.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks cooler.
Yeah, especially if you did it in
More
the first try.
That's the most important thing. Because as you know, here at the Master 8, we give out style points.
Yes, anyone can join in on the race on race day.
By all means, like everybody here, yes. If you want to join,
Absolutely.
join us.
And we'll have some runners that are blind that, we do ask for most runners, especially if they're really want to have a competitive time, to join the Discord. You can get in on the chat and the strat sharing, and also we'll help you get set up to stream that day, to stream to our servers. But there's a lot of people that just go blind, that just join the Race Time GG the day of and just play the games on their own channel. So at whatever your comfort level is and skill level, this race is a great one, because it's 8 games. It's a shorter marathon, and we also want both a great blind experience and a great practice experience.
and that was a horrible boss fight just before. Oh, dude.
Here we go, round 5. Let's
You
show it
got
off.
the Piccolo enemies here, like little
See,
Dragon Ball cameo.
Those enemies, they hit like trucks. So you gotta be very careful. See, that's too much life already I lost over there. Because for the fight of this boss, most of the time you take at least 1 damage. So you have to be careful with your life in this stage.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe these enemies, like, say if you do stop to fight them, they get back up, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And,
oh yeah.
You can kill them. Yeah, with this talisman over here.
Yeah, so you have a
Simplify the
projectile.
thing. So
Sorry.
that's why you may want to take these cards with you, and this is too much life already. Let's miss the skip 5 times and then switch games. I thought that was
That was close. That was
That's the
second
second
try. Let's
try,
go. Let's go.
Let's
GC
go.
showing it off.
Let's die to the bus now.
That's a very nice time save there.
Second try. Wow. Forget what I said. This is easy.
I'm sure he's wishing he had the timer
I
going.
can't believe I did that second try, actually.
We should pull up some of the conversation we had when GC was first learning that shortcut. Some of the things he was saying.
See? That's
And
why-
this was his choice. He came to the meeting with this game. Like, he's a big fan of Kung Fu. He runs that game. You can see he's a big fan of this game. And so he suggested this right out of the gate. And then very early on, he's like, oh my gosh, this game, it's wrecking me. This jump, it's impossible.
So
Yeah.
take note of that, though, as
That's
GC died on the
exactly what I
boss.
said before. I lost too many lives, so I died to the boss. So you have to be very careful with this stage 5, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, in general, with the bosses, as you can see, when you die, you do start over at the beginning. So
Yeah,
you'll
so
wanna,
this is
you'll want to get those bosses down, which also hint, 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 hint. Just note that Cypher said hint, 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 bosses.
this is a big time loss.
I like that. We should have, like, for each game, this is the Cypher and official hint. Practice these bosses.
Oh, I could do that for all of them. Yeah, let's bring them on.
I love it. I love it.
In the future, we just need a little pop-up that comes up from the bottom of the screen.
I love
Oh,
it.
yeah,
The animated Cypher, just like with him smiling. With his thumb up. I love it.
Yeah, that's kind of my idea, Paul.
Well, as I was going to kind of start the event off, the reveal off with some of this information, but we were running late that we kind of just jumped right into it. So I'm going to spend some of this time as GC goes back through stage 5 to talk about why this race is completely different than what we've ever done. And honestly, I've never seen or heard anyone talk about doing anything like this. And we kind of hinted at it before, how Esta suggested this, and it kind of started off as like, oh yeah, that'd be really cool.
Second
And
try
then we
again,
started thinking about, can we do this? And starting with this next game, there are 2 sets of games in this race that are linked. Game 2 and Game 5, or Game 2 and Game 3, and Game 5 and Game 6. And what I mean by that is there's a long goal and a short goal in Game 2. There's a long goal and a short goal in Game 3. If you pick the short goal in Game 2, you must complete the long goal in Game 3, and vice versa. And we got, branching tree visuals, and the rules explain this, so to make sure everyone understands. But the idea, especially with the 4 games that we picked, it kind of weighs not only with Game 2 specifically, the long way is guaranteed. It's a set time, but it's the longer way. The short way is a gamble. It's like you can bring down that time probably quicker than we thought was imaginable, or it could take longer than what you want it to be on race day. So you're going to have a chance to kind of weigh your options. There's also going to be games that, I prefer this style of game. So I'm going to play this type of game. I'm going to do the longer goal. So I can do the game I prefer, play that longer, and the game maybe I don't prefer, play it shorter. So hopefully it works out. If it doesn't work out, oh well. Hopefully it just kind of brings a new perspective to a race and what you can do and maybe some of your strats, and we'll see how it goes.
I mean, I've taken part in a number of speedrun marathons. I've never seen anything quite like it. So I think it's definitely worth, taking a shot on. And then, as we do at the end of our events, we get feedback from the community and we'll look to build upon it. So go ahead, Radman. It sounded like you were going to say something.
I was going to say we spent a lot of time making sure no matter what you choose, it's well balanced. So, one direction isn't OP over the other direction and so on.
I also thought because there's always seems to be at least one game that people seem to not necessarily hate, but dislike a lot more than the others, it gives them more flexibility. And in that sense that they don't have to be stuck playing that game for a really long time if they don't want to, or they can play it for a good chunk of time if they really like it.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, now that GC was able to complete stage 5 and is moving on, GC, let's go ahead and cut over and pull up game number 2.
Let's go, guys.
Let's
This
see,
one's for you, Radman.
Do we want to show the elf book percent or the complete? Oops.
Oh, why? You keep spoiling it.
Oh, damn.
Radman, what are you doing?
One of these days we're going to be joking, but we're actually going to be serious.
And that's when everybody plays Chakan the Forever Man.
We might have to make that a rule to join in the Sega crew. I'm not asking you to beat it. Just play it.
Yeah, a comment on what Reddy just said. It's a little confusing at first, but once you see the visual, that it filled in all the blanks for me. It really helped, and then it just explains a lot.
I think so too, but obviously we can't show that until you see all the games. So we'll save it for the end, and we'll show you that as well. But I don't see any guesses, so let's go ahead.
We got you ready. We got you. Don't worry.
Go ahead and pull up the next game reveal here. And it is Basketball Nightmare.
I don't remember if you said it, Booster, so eventually I'll say it again. This is originally an Esta's ID.
Yes.
So shout out Esta, because that was a wonderful ID.
I think he's also trying to put the blame on Esta if it doesn't work. Hold up, the player can dunk. They can. Your strat is going to, depending on what your goal wants to be. So you can see there, I shared the goal, beat goal A, score 100 points. This is if you take a look at the speedrun strat, 6.5 minutes, it may possibly come down. It could possibly be longer. So that's going to be the short goal versus the win 2 games. Not only is it 2 games long, but you got to win both of it. But that's going to be a set time. That's 12.5 minutes, no matter what you do. So obviously with the score 100 points, you're going to want to do the longer game time just because you want to make sure you have enough time to score the 100 points. For the win 2 games, 15 minutes, you want to select. I have that in the official rules, just any options, whatever you prefer. Obviously, the fastest options are going to be what you prefer. But Rad runs this game. Why don't you walk us through a little bit of this?
It's pretty straightforward basketball game for Master System. The fun, whimsical sprites, of course, are what make the game even better. And practicing this. Checking out this game for the race is what got me into speedrunning the game, because I just fell in love with how fun it actually is. And you know what makes the game so fun, of course, is the dunk animations. But
Yeah, they're so happy.
Go ahead.
Round. You get the dunking grand. So anyone that does want to do a full run of this game, there are a lot of different cool dunking animations for different characters.
Yeah, Rad, why don't you explain the 3-point strat just a little bit? How do you execute this 3-pointer so consistently every time?
Okay, I'll try and explain it without getting the ball stolen. Unfortunately, for the fast way, you'll never see the dunks, but in the game, there's a guaranteed 3-point spot. It's pretty. What's the word I'm trying to look for?
You have a lot of leeway to find it. It's not pixel perfect.
Right, perfect. Thank you. Right in this area, outside the 3-point line, you can make the 3-point shots every time. So it basically comes down to how fast can you get the ball from the enemy.
Almost every time. Sometimes you miss, you do an airball for some reason, but sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
So you can very much cheese the game. That's why the score 100 points is the faster goal, because this is almost automatic every time. But there's that RNG factor. You got the werewolves. Can you steal the ball? Are they going to get all the way down here? And if they always go for a dunk. So that's an automatic just waste of time for that animation, even though it's awesome. That's probably a good way to look at it, Rayo. Yeah, 45 just to make sure.
Yep.
Because as soon as you score the 100 points, the goal's done. You don't have to run out the game or win the game or anything like that.
So I want to mention, I use like these 4 little brighter pixels here as my visual, just in this area, and same goes for up here. These four or 5 different lighter pixels, right in that general area, and you'll be good. Oh, and I should mention the 3-point thing. You can't just shoot the ball immediately. Right at the very height of your jump is how I like to do it. And then shoot the ball. Jump, top of your jump, shoot the ball.
And it's the same button, so you're essentially hitting it twice. So the button 1 to jump, and then it again to shoot the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy way to score.
If anybody's ever seen, there's an episode of Family Guy where he's playing the game Double Dribble, again for a console that shall not be named here. But you can watch that episode and you get an idea of like the kind of strats you should be doing in this game, because Peter did it himself.
Look at how Redman was fast to score 3 times in a row. That's what you want to do, 4 times in a row in less than like 10 seconds. And go for a 5th one now. Yeah, so scoring a 100 point is may look a lot, but actually it's not that much.
So, I'll answer that question. 2 is to pass the ball, B is to shoot, or 1 is to shoot. And to steal the ball, you got to kind of be behind him and running into him like this. And then just hit 2 over and over, and you'll steal it from him. If you're in front of him, you won't steal it from him. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, when you stay in front of them, most of the time you make a foul. And you don't steal.
Yeah, there are fouls in this game. There are, out of bounds, obviously. When you play on the 2 win the games, that does not stop the timer. It's a continuous timer. There are no stoppages. So that's why it's a guaranteed time every single time. Yeah, Rad's already at 51 over here. He's halfway through the goal. We've been talking through most of it.
So following what you want to do with the next game, you actually will choose also what you want to do with this one, because for the next game, this is a very different gameplay from goal A to goal B. Am I right, Booster?
Oh, absolutely. So with the next game, I guess we could pull it up whenever Radman's ready.
Next one's your game. Excellent.
Yeah, I just mean when you're. Yeah, I'll cut away now.
He
we
passed
go.
the 15-minute mark, so
Yeah, let's
So,
continue on.
we can go further, I think.
I agree. So yeah, with the next game, it's me. So let me pull that up.
Take your time, don't worry.
I'm in no hurry.
We already fucked up, so that's not a problem anymore.
And
I
somehow
told
I got to talk through this as well. I don't know how I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I told the family here in the house, I said, I got a Sega event. I will not be interrupted. Leave me alone. So I got
I
plenty
love
of
it.
time.
You got to put down ground rules.
Yeah. I said, well, you kids owe me more world records. Get back to speed running.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, Radman. I did just see we didn't get a Cypher hint drop. We need a Cypher hint drop for Basketball Nightmare.
Score fast. Watch Family Guy.
Nice.
Perfect.
Right to the point.
I love it. All right, so let me go ahead and cut over. We'll take a look at this bad boy. And here we go. We got Golvalius.
Woohoo!
Which is a it's a lot of games in one, actually. We're going to start off in a dungeon, which is actually a side-scrolling platformer.
Yeah,
But this is actually a
And
hack
look
and
who's
slash
happy in the
RPG.
Corbett is happy in the chat. Look at that. Mr. I hold world record.
Corbett is very good at this game. He's got a great tutorial as well that we'll share in the Discord. This game is very unique in the sense that you're limited in the amount of gold you can carry. And just like any RPG game, you need to buy a lot of stuff. And so a lot of times you're grinding just so you can store more gold. And the way you store more gold is with a something called a Bible, is what they call it in this game. And so with these Bibles, they'll expand. Like you start off with being able to hold 1,000 right there. The next Bible I get, I can now hold 2,000. Why that's important is because after a boss fight, your gold is instantly refilled. So if you have 0 but beat the boss and you can hold 2,000, you now have 2,000 gold. So that's important to help buy some of these items. But the speed run itself is hugely grindy. It's a very grindy game. It's probably why there's not a lot of runners.
Yeah, you have to love the grind to speedrun this one. Absolutely.
So that's why with this goal, we're bringing you 2 goals. And I think that's what's really cool about this race, because goal A is the long goal, buy Valley Sword. You obviously need gold to buy the Valley Sword. So there's a little bit of grinding. We didn't give you much. You just get a taste of the grind. Goal B is to defeat Bacular, who's the 3rd boss. Really just buying this Bible right here, which I didn't get enough gold to do. That's really the only, killing 3 bees is the only grinding you really need to do. And you buy the rest of the items and you just hit the bosses. So it's very straight ahead. It's how us speedrunners wish this speedrun was. So if you don't want to do the grind, go for goal B. If you want to, taste what the speedrun's really like, go for buy the Valley Sword. And I'll definitely post maps and have other resources to kind of help you figure out what goal might be best for you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I love the short goal.
I know
really
you do,
love the
GC.
short goal for this one.
All right, let's see one boss and then we can go out of here. So here we go. Finally got, and I also have the spots to where to grind. It's really just 10 bees and 9 frogs or something like that. So it's nothing extreme. That's how you enter this boss area. And so now we got a top-down auto scroller. So instead of that side scroller, you either have this top-down auto scroller before a boss fight or the side scroller before the boss fight. So that's why I said this game's very much like multiple games put in one. Very cool game. Your attack, you actually have a stronger attack if you hold the sword down. And so you can kind of see and hear the differences between a slash and a hold.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, that's a big factor in the game. It makes these fights a lot easier. So I can kind of hold this bat, and it's all about a rhythm. Because you want to do the long attack, but you want to get as many attacks as you can. Get the health.
And you don't want to get chased by the screen also, because you start the stage from the beginning again.
Thank you, GCT. Exactly. If you hit the edge of the screen, whether in the side scroller or the top-down auto scroller, you have to complete the dungeon again. So now, because I picked up that first Bible, I can hold 2,000 gold. And why that's important, even if you don't do the grindy goal, we can now buy heart upgrades.
Yeah, and it is absolutely recommended. I totally don't recommend to try the short run without any potions, because it's such a small grind, and you have two life bar to do the 3 bosses, for the 2 bosses that are still there. So totally recommended to take those 2 potions.
And if you learn the strat as well for the bosses, none of the boss fights are difficult. Actually, these enemies are much more difficult. Screw you, snakes.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
The grind objective is pretty tough, I have to say.
The bees kind of get used to killing. You know, they're a little tougher, but the frogs are pretty easy.
Look, Boosters, ZG have the question about how long does it take to get the sword?
The sword is about a 14 to 15 minute goal, and beating just the boss is about a 7-minute goal.
Yeah, 8 for me.
So we got another boss fight coming up here. So obviously we got to have another dungeon.
So I got to that part with those blue stones, and the hint was push a blue stone. So I'm sitting there trying to push stones. I didn't know slice at them.
Yeah, stab it. You got, and the next boss you have to stab a tombstone as well.
Yeah, and you don't want to fall down just a bit later, because you have to do the whole stage again. Just a bit further on that stage.
I'll kill this guy. And you can run past that guy, but I didn't. Before the boss, I didn't want to take any damage. So there is a really quick strat for this boss, and it's pretty safe. You can make it a little bit. There's one spot where sometimes you can not hit him that you might want to reposition yourself. But if you just stand right here, and if you take too many hits, just hit left, hide on that wall, and he can't hit you. Wait till he comes out. There we go. Easy peasy.
Very nice.
Yeah, and Paul has it right. It's either AA or BB. Last thing I want to do is just show if you kind of get trapped and you end up going back on these, you will just exit the dungeon there. So it's sometimes you can accidentally get trapped and you got to restart the dungeon. So it's important to learn the dungeons as well as the boss fights and the maps and all that goodness.
Yeah, I still have to take the best path from level 2 to level 3. I'm counting on you for that, Booster.
All right. Oh, do you want me to show level 3 or should we go on?
Oh, you decide.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Yeah, this will be like a quick tutorial then. We'll go over there. And there's a lot of little sneaky stuff. And also on my map, I added a few extra heart containers. So even if you're not doing the grind, but you need a little more help, you can grab those as well. But we're going to go straight to the fight. And
this might be an interesting safe strat to have one more potion.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, whatever.
But it's totally doable with 2 potions, actually.
Yeah, it just really depends on how risky you want to play it on race day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another potion not too far from here.
So this is the way. I get it now.
Get me in there.
Cemetery.
Yeah. And level 3 is just over there.
And so this is the final dungeon before the boss fight.
Yeah, so this is a pretty fun short goal.
It's all the fun stuff of this game without all the hassles the speedrunners have to deal with.
How much grinding did you say is in the actual speedrun there?
In the actual speedrun, way too much. There's sections where you're grinding literally for 5 minutes, maybe more, depending on your skill level.
Yeah,
and there are
that.
And there are sections like right there you can get trapped, and it will boot you out of this dungeon. So again, memorize these areas. We'll have another bat. The big bats always give you health. So as long as you kill the last bat before the boss, you'll always have health going in there, which we want because we can tank a lot of health.
So does the dungeon keep going until you kill the bat, or do you eventually just pass?
No, that's it. Yeah, that wall. So you want to be at the top of the screen by the time you exit that area, because you will walk to the top of the screen no matter what. Same with the boss fights here. Ouch.
Yeah, you want to be careful with that boss because he hits like a truck.
So as soon as he dies, I go right to the top because he's going to have to exit this room anyway. And there it is. That's the goal.
GG.
Easy.
GG.
Easy peasy. All right, let's cut over here.
Easy.
Ciphering tip. Basketball nightmare. Goal A to save the day, or goal B to something that rhymes with B.
All right. Next one.
Salo, to explain for when you weren't here, if you do goal A in game 2, you need to do goal A in game 3, and vice versa.
And trust me, as soon as we share the rules, we reached out to people. We looked over this stuff. We added additional material. As soon as the entire race is revealed, the material that we give you hopefully simplifies it. It's not nearly as complex as just trying to explain it. All right, GC, you got the next game.
Yeah, let's go.
While we fire this one up, I gotta step away for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Exactly, ZG. Yeah, if you pick A on one, you get to do A on the other one, and vice versa. So one A goal is going to be long, one A goal is going to be short. Same with goal B. One is going to be long and one is going to be short.
Woohoo! What's this?
People might know this one. This is a banger of a game.
We should have some pre-shots over here. Come on, guys. What game is this? Yep. Petak you again. Petak, sorry.
And we got Land of Illusion at last. What a surprise.
Ems, this is a multiple choice test where you can't fail.
Finally, it's there, guys.
And it's an in-game goal. It's beat Good Princess's Castle, which is pretty close towards the end. We were considering ending it right before this level, but it has such a cool skip. We were like, yeah, let's force the runners to learn this skip, and I suggest you learning the skip. It's going to save you a ton of time. It's not difficult to learn, and it looks really cool too, which is, according to Sega Crew, the most important thing. So we have the goal now, beat Good Princess Castle, which will probably take you a minute to actually beat, if that.
If your name is Quorbit, you're gonna play the 17-minute mark. But if your name is GC, you're trying to sub 20 and you still have a 22 now. This is the longest goal in the run. I mean, this game was too long as a beat the game, but we made it this one the longest. Because this is an incredible game. And such a great speedrun with so many tricks.
As a casual game, I never speed run any of the Illusion games, so I can't judge it based on that. But just as a casual game, this is my favorite of the Illusion games.
Oops.
And it looks so nice.
What am I doing? I hate the water stages. I said it.
That's a big statement because I love Castle of Illusion. I've never played this one myself.
Castle's a lot of fun, both the Genesis and Master System versions. Recommend both of those.
Yeah, I missed the strat here. I'm losing time.
We're judging your performance here, GC.
Yeah, I know.
We're losing respect.
That's why I was so stressed. So I'm not doing the Quorbit strats because, oh dude, come on, this shouldn't have happened. I totally had time to reach that one. I'm gonna get pushed again, yeah, of course.
Shame, I love it.
Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die?
Oh,
made it.
Oh man.
Just don't die here.
Clutching it out.
Like always. Play safe. Don't play like Quorbit. Because if you try to play like Quorbit, you're gonna die a lot. Because as cute as it is, this is not an easy one. This is not an easy one, but this is one of the best games on the system.
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of Quorbit, I really appreciate Paul for doing the replays of the Master 8 yesterday. I got to watch those. And last year's Master 8, it really looked like Narblast was walking away with the victory. He was going to be the first two-time champion. He had a 25-second lead. They get into the final boss fight. He goes into the final boss fight with 25 seconds. And somehow, I still don't know, a year later, how Quorbit pulled that out. And he became the first two-time champion. Going for three-peat. He's the Kansas City Chiefs over here.
So wait, is the eventual Cypher hit play like Quorbit or don't play like Quorbit? Based on what GC said.
That's up to you.
When you learn it, don't try the Quorbit strat. And just go easy at the beginning because this one is no joke. And his world record is absolutely incredible. Absolutely. So here, guys, you will thank me later. You take the time and you take that star. Because if you know the game, you know what awaits you 2 stages later from now on. I call it the pumpkin skip. I don't know how it's called really, but this is a very precise hard trick. And you want to have a safe star in case you fuck up. You'll thank me later. It's only like, I don't know, 7 seconds to take that star. Just take it. Trust me.
Okay, that's the eventual Cypher hit. Take the star. Take the star.
And for that boss also, don't even bother to do the quick kill as Corbett, because it is too difficult. Just do the safe quick kill like I do right now. 2 hits and then the third hit just after.
I think once you realize that Corbett's an android, just do the human strats. So us humans, unless
Go for
you're
the
also
safe
an
spot.
android,
Go for
I
the safe
think-
spot.
I think Cyphron's got a little cyborg for him, so he'd probably go for a little more of the hardcore than most of us humans. But if you're human, go for the human strats.
Well, if you're on the Sega Crew Twitch, just scroll down. You see Cyphron, a picture of him, half cyborg right there.
A bunch of people are saying that the game audio is starting to mess up.
Oh, well, maybe it's just time. That means let's move on. Everyone knows this game. Let's just move on to the next one here.
Let's die on the water stage, because why not?
I already
move
cut
on.
you away.
Everybody loves a good water stage.
I hate
All
this. I hate this water stage.
Oh, so you're actually thankful then?
This game doesn't have intro music, so I've got to start the game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This is such a rare game that maybe we should just cut over to it. I was a little worried that it wasn't a 60 hertz game because it didn't have a Brazilian release, but luckily they released it in Korea, so we're allowed to play it in 60 hertz, and it is Special Criminal Investigations.
A very unique game.
I know
Yeah.
Patak's gonna enjoy this one.
Especially knowing that for driving, you need to press up in this game. But this is a very really easy game. A short breather after the first half.
And so for the goals, this is where we get back to the branching goals. Like, once again, games 5 and 6 will be linked. There's a short goal, long goal. We got a lot of really big racing fans in the Sega Crew. So I know they're looking at goal B, beat stage 5, going, yeah, give me more. That sounds great. Then there's going to be other people who are like, oh man, racing game, I don't know if I could do 15 minutes of racing. I'm going stage 3. Sounds a nice, comfortable 7-8 minutes for me. That's where we're going here. So we're going to give you some options here with this game. But again, it's more than just racing. You got upgrades, you got bosses, you got boss fights, you got weapons. This game is awesome.
Not to mention, it's nice that when you have just these random cars in front of you, just shoot them and they'll get the hell out of your way.
Not the final segment. As soon as the stage 5 boss dies and it fades to black, that's it. And it's just like this helicopter that we see right there in stage 1 will be the boss in stage 5. Once it dies, fades to black, your goal's done. Because, yeah, I know where you're getting at, Patak. That final section is very difficult.
Yeah, I was thinking when we first came up with these goals, why not just make it a beat the game? But then, yeah, that last section, finishing it with 2 to 0 seconds left, that's just too tight.
And this is part of the Chase HQ world. Whether it's a clone of the game, I'm not sure. It's a sequel. There we go.
This is the sequel to Chase HQ.
Wow. Go ahead, Esther.
I was just saying it's officially the sequel to Chase HQ. I'm on the Wikipedia right now.
I played
Yes, and
Chase
they
HQ
were just saying that too on the French restream actually.
Okay.
I
What's
played
that,
Chase
Cypher?
HQ. I was saying I played Chase HQ on the old Sega channel back in the day. So
I love it.
yeah, that's really cool to see it had a sequel. I had no idea.
Apparently,
So-
it was one of Japan's highest-grossing arcade games in 1990, right below Super Monaco GP and some other Formula One game.
Oh, well, I love their racing. And we have a few racers of this game, speedrunners in the crew, including Radman. Radman, tell us a little bit about this game and things that you like about it, maybe some things that you don't like about it.
It's not one thing I like is the controls feel good. Even though you have to hit up the entire time, but it still feels nice racing. It's not overly difficult.
It's easy.
Yeah. So other than that, it's just a racing game. And of course, I love being able just to shoot these random cars out of my way.
It's always fun to shoot cars.
Yep.
That might have been why I was drawn to this game. We had another racing game in mind, and there were a certain car that wouldn't leave you alone. It just terrorized you. So when I was like, oh, we can now just get them out of the way. Yeah, we're going with this game.
That's probably why it feels so nice.
Don't start me on this. Actually, I was the only one defending and liking the game. So at some point, you have to be fair play with your guys, you know, and admit that we play something else. This happens. This is part of the process.
Yeah, I'll say I wasn't a fan myself of the other game, but heck, it could show up in a future Master 8.
I will defend it all my freaking life. That's all.
For GC, keeping it spoiler free.
No names will be named. No names will be named.
What's that, Esther?
I was saying at least we got something similar to it.
Yeah.
And this one is fun too. This is a fun, easy goal. A welcome breather after the first half of the race, which is a not easy first half. Let's be honest. But learning Mickey was a total blast. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, there is a tutorial for Land of Illusion. It is in Portuguese, though, so hopefully some of the other runners here in the crew can help out.
All the glitches in Portuguese. That was part of the fun, too. But you know what? I could mimic it until the end of Mini Castle. Good Princess Castle. I just have questions, a lot of questions for Corbett and Patak, for Flower Fields, for example, or yeah, for that last glitch before in Good Princess Castle. How do you go inside those blocks? Because I can do it, but I don't understand how. I made it happen, so I'm gonna have a lot of questions for them. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, Corbett needs to make a tutorial. Absolutely, I'm sent.
This we're going to be playing in 60 frames.
Yes. Yeah, all games have a release in a country where 60 hertz, 60 frames per second is standard. So there's a few ROMs in the ROM pack. I'll provide, like I said, lists, maps, rules, and also ROM packs. There are a few of these games that I don't have the Brazilian ROM to, so I had to physically change all games to play at NTSC. So if you're able to find the Brazilian release or the Korean release, you can just play with that. It'll auto set it to that to those frames per second. But if you don't, just change it on your emulator. Now for console people, I don't know how that works. You'll probably have to find the actual ROM. But, since we have some Brazilians in the crew, like a Sheen Gabriel and a Salo, maybe they have access to some of these that we'll need. I'm not a tech guy. Go bother Grim about it.
Salo and Shimi will sell anyone that needs it on hardware.
Yeah,
they got a whole business out of this now.
Well, we're getting really close to the stage 3 boss fight. We'll definitely check this out before moving on.
Yeah, the short goal is already there. What was your time?
This game does not have a Brazilian. It was just Europe and Korean. You were right ready. So if you're trying to play on hardware, you'll have to try to find that Korean release or switch over to emulator for this specific game. But on SRC, it is run at 60 frames per second officially. So we're just keeping with the standard on what SRC and what the speedrun community for this game does already. So, the community there will probably have more resources or help than I can offer you. Emulators for the win. That's right.
And Patak is, I think, second place for this game, so he's got some good tips. Might even be first. Remember.
There is PAL IMS, but unless you change it on your emulator to play 60 frames per second, its standard plays at 50 frames. That's what we're talking about. That if you don't have access to an NTSC version or 60 frames per second version, you'll need to change it on your emulator. Play on Fusion. Hey, that's a good starter emulator. I don't badmouth you. Whatever gets people playing these games. These games aren't played enough for me to feel like we need to be exclusive or, whatever. If someone wants to jump on a game and it's, not perfect, I'm just glad they're playing it. And there we go. We got the stage 3 complete. Thank you, Radman. All right, let's cut back over. Let's see, game number 6 here. Oh, that's you, GC. So whenever you're ready, you can send it to me.
Yep. Let's go.
And the tip there is while you're on the highway, my way is my way.
Yeah, well, of course, you can blow them out of the way. So that's a great tip.
Exactly.
I have to launch the game to have some music. So you tell me when it's good on screen for you.
I got it. Yeah, let's just go ahead and cut over because you're right. It's not going to play any game music.
Let's go.
Everyone should know this music, anyways.
Oh man, I love this so much.
I think this is slowly turning into Patak's favorite list.
Well, he plays every Master System game. I mean, it's just what do you want us to do? We can't outthink Patak.
Oh, I missed the strat already. That's what happens when you want to show out. So this is a very slow stage 2 already.
I agree, Sheem. That would be awesome to see too. Rainbow Islands.
And so with Final Bubble Bobble, this is the last linking dual game. So you got the short goal or long goal and CSI, and that links up with Final Bubble Bobble. Goal A, obviously the longer goal, beats stage 25. Goal B is the shorter, beats stage 13. It's not on here, but on the official rules list, it is. No warps, no umbrella warps. You got to do 1 through 25. No skipping.
The umbrella is not allowed, guys. But this is a wonderful game of my childhood. I have so many memories with this one. Oh, dude, again, seriously?
And I do believe Final Bubble Bobble has the opportunity to be a faster goal than CSI. So you probably can beat the longer goal and the quicker goal than CSI, but it's a risk reward with this game. I also believe you have a good chance of being slower as well. So, that was one reason we really wanted this to be part of the branching, was it kind of gives you that opportunity. Are you going to go for the guaranteed or the gamble here? Because the long goal in CSI, is going to be 14, 15 minutes every time. The long goal on this one, you hope is 15 minutes. It could be 17 minutes, or, you get a really good run going, and it's 13 minutes. You
the
could
short
really.
goal is totally a sub 6 possible. The short goal. The long goal, I wasn't good enough to have a really solid time because the later stages become a bit harder than the beginning of the game, obviously. So I'd say the long goal is around 13, but you can. Ooh, what am I doing? Yeah, what am I doing? I'm speaking and I'm completely miserable on this. Whatever. What was I saying? So I think the long goal, yeah, sub 12 is possible.
Well,
I think
Cypher, I know Cypher and you grew up with this game. What are just some of the basic mechanics? Like, what is GC doing here?
Yeah, so as you can see, GC is shooting the enemies with a bubble, and then once you get them in the bubble, you have to be able to pop the bubble to get rid of them on the screen. You may notice also, just sort of as a speedrun strat, if you get really up close to the enemy, as you shoot the bubble, you can sort of shoot them and pop it at the same time. But it's very risky as it's easy to get taken down too. But once you've basically captured everybody and destroyed them in the bubbles, you want to get all the items there on the screen as quickly as you can, just to help with the level transition or round transition. Because otherwise, as you just sit there, then you just gotta wait, and then eventually you'll move to the next round. But if you grab all the items, it can make it quicker.
Ems was asking about if you accidentally get the umbrella, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a specific set of things you have to do to make it even spawn, and I believe it spawns in the same spot every time. I believe it's like somewhere in the middle of the map. But Tech can probably confirm and try any of the mechanics behind the umbrella spawning.
That I'm not sure.
Yeah, that part I'm not familiar with myself actually, but we can find out.
This is the beginning of the dangerous stages. You have a fast strat for this one, but it's very risky. So I was like, yeah, do the slow one, and I fuck it up.
So this is the stage where you could actually force the umbrella to spawn.
Yeah, you can also force the shoe, but I don't know how you do this. This is related to the gem count and the number of bubble you throw, etc. So continues are allowed, of course. I shouldn't need it, but they are allowed.
I love that idea, JKL. Beat 25 stages. So if you accidentally get the umbrella, and you get warped to 19, you still got to beat the same number of stages. That's a great idea.
You cannot take it. That umbrella is there. And if you take it, you're gonna warp a few stages. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 6, depending on the color of the umbrella.
But as I mentioned, I think the umbrella spawns in that spot every time too, so it is pretty easy to avoid once it's there.
Yep, exactly. It'll always be that spot, and you saw that it eventually disappeared.
You almost got me there.
And the umbrella won't even spawn if you don't hit those water bubbles. So if you hit too many of those water bubbles, that's what causes it to spawn.
That was embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Oh, another quick mechanic that you can do as you shoot bubbles, you can jump on top of the bubbles too. So like if you need to get to a higher elevation here, yeah, you can quickly jump on top of them and just keep bouncing up.
Dude. Yeah, the shoe just appeared over there.
My favorite mechanic is in Bubble Bubble Part 2, where if you hold your bubble button, you blow yourself up and you just float up towards the top of the screen.
Oh, that one, dude. Oh no. Again? Seriously? Wow. This shouldn't be that hard. This isn't that hard. Don't be scared. This game isn't hard. This is just
you're killing it. You're already on 12, and I mean, it's only been a few minutes.
This is just the streamer messing up. Yeah, that's much like that. Much better.
I gotta be
same with 13.
Oh, dude.
What's that, Radman?
Please.
I was gonna say, I gotta be honest. When this game was proposed, I was like, "Oh God," because I've never liked Bubble Bobble since the days of arcades. Always hated it. So I'm glad GC is like, "I'll do it. I'll take it over."
That's such a classic,
Oh,
though.
finally.
I know. So in the sense of this race, I would be shooting for short goal because I'm not a fan of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would also be going for, and it's not because I'm not a fan. It's just I'm terrible at this, and I do like SCI a lot. So again, I think a lot of this is me personally would come with preference, but again, you get all these racers together, something might get blown open, and we had that discussion. We're very aware that something could happen to where it makes these branching goals obsolete because everyone's going to take Route 2 because of so-and-so was discovered. That's all right. You know, that's what these races are about, is discovering things. So we can't be upset about that.
Yeah, I was like, what if one of these long goals becomes actually shorter than the short goal because someone finds something?
Awesome. Good. Yeah, I think GC's audio is also doing its thing again. So let's go ahead and move on to the next game, game number 7. And like I said before, that was the final branching game. So the next 2 games will have the same goal for everyone.
Yeah, I was there. I was just focusing on my bad gameplay. That was embarrassing. I'm sorry, guys.
I thought you were killing it.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. I mean, the first 10 stages. This is a sub 4. I think the short goal is sub 5 possible, and sub 6 is gonna be not too hard either.
All good, safe friend.
We're getting some guesses there.
Sorry, that's me. I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right, let's go ahead and jump to game number 7, and that is Fantasy Zone 2.
Oh, it sounds like Shimmy is very excited.
Yeah, some mixed reactions in there.
Hopefully likes 2 more than 1. This is the sequel, which I think most people prefer. I could be wrong on that. Why?
Just a disclaimer for myself is we might not see a whole lot of this game. I'm not good at shooters.
But this one gives you the possibility to get yourself out of this with certain upgrades. You see, you've got the money that Rodman is collecting, and you've got shops to upgrade. The only problem is when you die, of course, you lose all the upgrades, so you have to get back up there, and some money grinding to get your items back. But if you don't die, this is a very, very quick goal. If you don't die. And this is a one-shot game.
Yeah.
I think you could say that about every game. If you don't die, it's going to go well.
But I mean, I really mean it, because see, you have all those different screens for every stage. You have 3 screens in stage 1 and 3 screens in stage 2, and then you have 5 for the other stages. So you have to go through all those screens, and you have to kill all those things, those big things floating. And when you go to the shop, you're gonna upgrade, and you're gonna be much faster, and you're gonna have the bombs, the double bomb, etc. And so you have to find a safe way, a safe road to the shop. See, where you can buy the big wings, for example, and the twin bombs too. You need 2,000 actually here to have the big wings and the twin bombs. And see, he died, so he loses the big wings.
Right by the shop too.
But he was way faster, and so you have to find your own routing for this game. And in stage 2, you have a hidden shop No, it's in stage 3. Stage 3, sorry, a hidden shop. In stage 2, you have a hidden jar, which will allow you to have a bigger life bar. See? Beneath power, on top of the screen. This will go up to W. And if you buy another red jar, this will go further again. So it will allow you to get some hits here and there, few mistakes possible. But this is a very, very cool game. I mean, I have no fear for those who mastered Xeno Crisis, that they will totally have their way with this one.
Yeah, I think this one's easier than Xeno Crisis too.
Yeah, totally
yeah,
easier.
definitely.
Is that the bar now?
Is
Well,
it
it's easier than, I said, is that the bar now? Well, it's easier than Xeno Crisis, so.
we made you play harder games. No, I agree. This is a tough game. It was going to be a shorter goal, but the more we played it, the more we realized the more racers are going to play, it's going to be too short. So the learning curve on this one is probably one of the higher ones. But once you get the hang of it, it's, there's no RNG real. I mean, there is a little bit, but most of this stuff is fixed and you can plan your moves accordingly. Your routing accordingly.
As I said, you just want to avoid death, and it is possible with the red jars, because you can refill your life and have at least one save or two save hits. You can also, if you want to grind money, buy a continue eventually. This might help. Yep. This is very expensive. This is 20,000. But this is worth it if you don't feel comfortable with the game. But as I said, if you master Xeno Crisis, you will have no problem with this one. And stage 5 is one of the most beautiful stages on the Master System, so that's why we wanted to go that far with this one.
Yeah, these backgrounds are beautiful.
Yeah, this is amazing. This game is beautiful, and you have also the FM sound chip for this one, so this is a solid shooting game. Cute em up, like they say.
I like the fact that you get legs when you are on the ground. That's better than most shmups out there.
Yeah,
usually you'll go to the ground and just crash and die.
Yeah, that's instant death.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also, like right here, if you've got the extra money to spend, you can buy extra ships too.
Yeah.
That might be a little bit more reliable than saving up for the continue.
But this is a great game. This is great fun. Once again, should I say?
I was really excited to see this. I didn't get a chance to play it with my schedule as we were going through these, but this was one on the list, along with Bubble Bobble, our last game, that I was like, oh man, this is already like looking good to me.
Where is the exit?
Right, man. JKL asked, is auto fire the fastest you can fire, or do we get our mash going here?
Yeah, you're gonna have to mash for this one.
Yeah.
No turbo cheat allowed.
I think his big ask is turbo slower than just mashing.
Oh, no, mashing is definitely faster.
Yeah, that's what I figured too. It looks like you're able to shoot pretty fast compared to what a turbo does.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, this is going well. Yeah.
That was a little bit of the...
The two first stages are pretty easy, especially when you use the twin bomb against this boss too. You get close to him and you double shot with the twin bombs, and it's very, very fast.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I kind of took the safe strats on that by just shooting him from the distance instead of dropping bombs.
Yeah, ZG. That seems to be the idea. Is once you've actually learned the game, it's not that long. You don't have
Yeah,
to grind
yeah,
it.
GG. If you don't die, this is a sub 8 possible, sub 9. If you don't die.
If you don't die.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the objective of every game. So
And you can get power-ups that make your ship go insanely fast.
Yeah, you have the turbo engine,
Yep.
which is like for 5,000 if I'm correct. And you go extra fast with this one. You go so fast that it can be dangerous. You have to get used to the controls once you buy some engine.
Yeah,
The
I'll
jet
buy
engine
some
for
funsies.
5,000. You have to get the power up again. Exactly. This is why this one is punishing. You have to get all upgrades again. Oh, dude. Yeah, see? And you get the slow ship again. But I see you forgot the jar on the second stage. You didn't show. Where was the second jar?
I have no idea where they are.
Yeah. You haven't played it enough. That's why.
Right.
This is the only goal I still don't have, by the way.
at least it seems like you don't lose your money when you die.
Not all of it. I don't know if there's some sort of
No,
smaller
you
penalty.
don't lose any money when you die. You lose the upgrades, not the money.
Yeah,
Okay.
so as long as you don't go crazy spending your money, you kind of have a backup where you can just rebuy the upgrade.
Yeah, you have to find the safe road.
And for anyone who hasn't ever played this game, to open up that warp right there, because I can't go in it yet, you have to destroy all these little
Yeah,
flowing
this is
pod
the
things.
boss warp. And you have to
These
destroy
jukes.
all those things before entering.
These jukes, rad man, way to go.
all
Yeah,
what?
one of those, I was like, I think he's dead.
Can I go in here yet? Nope.
Yeah, Reddy, I feel you because shooting games are my weakness too.
Yeah.
That's why I still don't have the goal for this one. I have the 3 first stages. I still have to learn the 4th one and the 5th one.
And then you got power-ups like the laser beam and the three-way shot. They sound like they'd be pretty badass, but actually they're on a timer, so they're not permanent.
Absolutely,
Mm.
JKL. 100%.
Ah, here we go.
Big wings are cool. If you want to have more control and more speed, this is easier to control the big wings than the jet engine. So it's gonna be on you to decide what upgrade you want.
Yeah, this one I can, a lot of people are going to choose based on what their comfort level is, what upgrades they might get, what order, how, risky do you want to play. This is definitely one of the bigger challenges that we're throwing at you guys. Well, cool. Are we ready to move on to the final game here?
Let's go.
Ready?
Let's go. GC, this one's back on you.
Yes.
And if you think this game's hard, Fantasy Zone 2, I think the next game might be the hardest game we've featured on a Sega race. Not to scare you guys, because it's also one of the best games to be featured on the Sega race. I think this one is going to need the most attention to learning, but it's going to be very rewarding because it's one of the better games on the system.
You want to start with this one and don't take it lightly for sure, but the others can confirm that I made a push this week for this one, and 2 days, and the third day on the morning, I'll put the link on the chat tomorrow, because it's an absolute shit show, but it only proves that this is totally possible. I expect sub 12 for for race day for this one. And the shit show is like, I don't know, sub 21, something like that. Yeah, sub 21 it is. So let's go. What is
Alright.
this game?
Fire it up.
I think I already see some good guesses in the chat.
Yep.
Oh,
Paul, I keep getting shot down for Cyber Shinobi. I don't understand why. It's a great game.
And there it is, in all its glory, Kinsidon. And we're going all bosses on this one. We're also allowing a continue code, which will give you 2 continues. That's 9 full lives. All the bosses means you get all the upgrades. So the final boss is a little easier to manage.
There's a lot of back and forth with this game because of the difficulty, but yet at the same time, it's a well-liked game, and it's been requested a few times.
The very first Master 8 was a vote. Everyone got a vote. And the second one we did, Jimmy Diamonds was part of the selection committee. And this was the first game he mentioned. It's Kinsidon, it's got to be on the race. And we started playing it, and I was just like, dude, this is tough. I don't know if anyone wants to race this. And then the next year, Radman joins the selection committee, and the first game he mentioned, Kinsidon, it's got to be in the race. And I'm like, whoa, I don't know, guys. This is scaring me. And so we pass up on it. The next year, GC comes in. Kinsidon, guys, I'm telling you, that's the game. And it's just like, that's all I hear is everyone wants to play this. So here it is, Kinsidon, Master 8, race number 5.
And even this year, we back and forth. We were going to do it, then we weren't going to do it, and then we were going to do it. We couldn't make up our mind if we were actually going to do Kinsidon or not.
We tried to make it as easy as possible, Patak, especially with the continue code. You know, you get all the upgrades and the fact that, you know, it's 9 lives and you're dead for the speed run. But with the continue code, like I said, you get 2 more continues, you get a total of 9 lives. So even if a lot of stuff happens, that's very generous in the amount of lives you have to beat this game.
Attack brought up that the continue code might actually be infinity continues.
DC, you're the one that tested that. Is it?
it's 3 continues.
Oh,
2?
3
Okay.
continues.
Yeah.
Did you say 2 or 3?
So everyone was wrong.
So 12 lives then.
Oh, I missed it. But don't panic. This is only a few seconds.
Well, I know Paul Saltine's dropping out of the race now that he's seen a wheel boss. He's like, not this again.
Flashback.
Yeah. So what is, like you said, Booster, what it's very cool with this category is that every time you're going to kill a boss, you're going to have an upgrade. And these upgrades, oh, dude, what have I done? Sorry, let me save state. Yeah, more like this. So you don't want to lose, you don't want to lose yourself on the map like I just did, because if you do so, you're gonna
There
have
are no
to do
snip states in the race for once.
you're gonna have to do the filler stage, and get out of it this way, and get out of it before going back to the map. Once you're inside the stage, there is no way back on the map. So don't miss the good road, or you'll be in trouble, and it's a big time loss. Oops. And you also want to be very careful with all those rocks. Oops. It's okay.
If you fall, is that instant kill?
Yep. If you fall in the hole, it's an insta kill.
There's a few sections like that with some death pits that are a little scary.
There's also another thing I have to say. When you die in that game, you lose your sword upgrade. And this is trouble because it's gonna take you... Oops. Dude. Let me focus a bit. Sorry.
Oh,
I love these designs.
Oh, I'm dead. And fuck it. This bus is dangerous, and it hits like a truck. So since I lost the sword upgrade, I'm gonna have to hit him way more now.
I know that right there, it's just like, oh gosh, they're expecting us to do this, and GC just died. Again, he's only spent 2 days on this game before showing it off today, so you can see what just a little bit of practice where you already can be at, let alone 6 weeks of practice.
3 days now, and like I said, I'm gonna put my sub 21 minute run because this is worth the shit show, guys. I expect sub 12 on raise the shit. Come on, stop talking. What am I doing? Whatever.
Oh,
Whatever. This is on me.
it's a big stick.
I shouldn't have spoke that much.
Yeah, runners will also have the benefit that they're not talking at the same time that they're running and explaining things.
Very true.
Just looking at the SRC board, it looks like Patak has a basic tutorial on there, plus Arno has a level select ROM hack available too.
Yeah, I'm going to post Patak's any percent tutorial. It's a good starting spot. I'm sure he's already thinking about making an any percent. So
Sword.
hopefully we can get that to you.
The left sword was SORD.
And so this very boss, which was very painful right now, it gives you this attack, this very attack, and you're gonna use that one a lot. Let me tell you. And this is the greatest attack in the game. The next boss is gonna give you the same attack. I forgot about that stone. It's gonna give you the same attack while jumping, which is absolutely mandatory to kill the final boss, and all the other bosses too. But this one attack right here is gonna. Oh yeah, I have the small sword. Is gonna simplify your run, like a lot. See? Oops. Go further. Whatever. That was a shitty stage.
For that sword attack, what's the input that you're doing to make it come out?
You just press up and sword. So
Okay.
jump and up and attack. And this is very easy to put. So this area I was in has no boss. This is a practice area. So we don't need to do those ones.
This is probably the game for me that I really hope many of the runners are like, you know what, I'm going to start running this game permanently. And I'd love to see those boards start blowing up.
This looks great.
I was about to say I need a life refill. Well, there you go. Really easy. Up, up, down, down, one, and you start on the same screen. So I don't have the sword upgrade here, but that's not a problem. Let's fight the boss with the normal sword, because we have now the slash. And the slash is going to be very helpful for that next boss, even without the upgrade sword. Yeah, with the upgraded sword, this would have been already half his life.
Someone was mentioning they have a hard time with this boss. Oh, ready. He doesn't like the boss.
I took too many hits already.
I believe you got this.
Oh, come on. Oh, dude.
Oh, close.
Yeah. So let's cheat a bit, shall we? This is the sword upgrade version of the fight. Yeah, much easier as you can see. So yeah, don't lose your upgrade, or you in time for big trouble with the bosses. But this is totally possible, like I said.
So you're saying don't die. So once
Yeah.
again,
I'm
don't
saying, like in Fantasy Zone, you don't want to die here. And don't mess your way on the map too, because this is a big time loss to mess up your path with this one.
First rule about speedrunning club is don't die.
Oh, dude, not like that. So you have, in some of these rooms, you have some refills. I'm looking for the sword. Oh, no, this is a safe state, so I have the sword. I don't need the, but I think it's in the next screen. You have the sword upgrade again. No,
so
not
on
this
race
one,
day, there might be a little bit of rerouting on the fly. So just
next
come to
one.
familiar with the game in the different areas where you pick up these items. But honestly, it's a fun game to learn everything with anyway. It's beautiful. It sounds great. It feels great. It's such a cool game.
Yeah, Patak was saying every
Yeah,
48 kills,
This is where the sword is.
you get a life. Or
Oh, okay. So every 48 kills, there we go. So there's some safes,
96.
some safe. So there's some safe strats out there as well.
Yeah, you can.
I
you
love
can
this boss.
farm easy enemies to get a health drop if you really need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, easy.
Easy
Yeah,
peasy.
so the more you upgrade, the stronger you become, and the runs become easier and easier. But the beginning is tough.
I love it.
Oops.
Well, very cool. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just cut over here. So this is the race. Here's the branching visual that I am going to include right now. I'm just about to paste everything we need in Discord. The official games pack. Or like I said, if you find the actual region you need, you can use those. Any official licensed Sega version of this game is fine to use. It also has the official rules and also this graphic here to help visualize what path you might want to take.
Yeah, it's basically an outrun map.
Yeah.
That is definitely what I based it on.
No
Well,
kidding.
thanks. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say when we were in our conversations, I asked Booster, can you make a visual explaining the branching paths? And like 2 minutes later, this thing popped up in Discord.
It was like an hour later. It was like an hour.
No, I don't think it was that much.
But yeah, it definitely helps to kind of see, the different routes that you could possibly take. And we're excited to see what runners decide to do and what their best course may be. And like I said, for the faster racers, maybe they all figure out the exact fastest route. For some of the other maybe casual racers or someone that wants to be safe, maybe they're going to lean towards their comfort zone. So I think on race day, this is going to create a very unique and fun way to run these games. And then by the time we get down to Fantasy Zone 2 and Considon, same goals, it funnels back essentially, and we can see who the winner is.
Yeah, this is a great.
There's a nice variety of games too. You've got, fighting types, you've got sports, you've got RPG, platformers, racing, arcade, hack and slash.
Yeah, and ready, only 2 games are linked. So games 2 and 3, two doubles are linked. Games 2 and 3 and games 5 and 6 are linked. So yeah, if you choose goal A for 2 and 3, that does not bind you to choose goal A for 5 and 6. You can choose goal B for 5 and 6.
The objective was flexibility, not to stick you into a route.
Yeah, absolutely. Great way to put it. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it was certainly fun, and it was certainly fun having you guys all on here joining me, because it was a a big undertaking, and I'm proud of all of us for, at least kind of pulling it off. We'll see how it goes. But thank you for joining us and today and checking out some of these games. And whether you participate or you don't, take a look at some of these games, download the ROM pack, play through them. Maybe you find your next speed run or your favorite game or whatever it may be.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on playing too. I want a full run, a legit full run before the race start.
Yeah, I definitely would like to check out Ken Satan and
In terms of time, I'd say I'm gonna try to do a sub 110, but I think our best runners out there are gonna be sub 100 when the race comes. I'm not saying sub 90 is impossible, but
Oh, keep an eye on Shimmy.
maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Theoretically, it's not impossible, but you have the time swap from 5 minutes, and I don't think sub 90 is possible, but sub 100 definitely.
Well, and also in terms of upcoming Sega crew events, just today our submissions have opened for Segathon 7. It's our speed run big event marathon that we host every year. It is June 6th through the 8th. That's, I believe, the first weekend there in June. It's our 6th anniversary as well. This is always our biggest event. It is speed run specific, but just like anything we do, we're very loose with the term speed run. It doesn't need to be a top time. It doesn't need to be the greatest. If you want to participate, all we're asking is that you can consistently beat a game at a specific time that you tell us beforehand. That's really basically it. We'd love to have you involved. I'm certainly going to submit. I'm certainly going to force everyone here in this Discord chat to submit, and I hope you do too. Like I said, it's available now. There was a link going around. You can also find the link in our About section, and you can also find it in the Discord. Yeah, time to submit.
And if you scroll up just a little bit in chat, you should see a Segathon 7 as well.
Ah, perfect. Yep, there it is. Thank you. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pin that.
Anyway, it was great. That was a great reveal. I hope we'll have a good amount of runners for this one, because we gave it our all, haven't we, guys?
Yep.
Always.
Until April 26th, so you've got over a month to start grinding some of this out and learning things.
Yeah, because the last race we had was 6 weeks of practice that everyone liked that so much. We did that again for the 6 weeks for this one.
Exactly. And shout out to Kay Laurie, who just posted the website as well. It's the one-stop shop for all the rules and everything for the Master 8. They put in a lot of hard work as well to get that done. So I appreciate their efforts. And yeah, definitely join the Discord if you're not on there. And if you casually want to just join the race, well, that's where I'll post the Racetime GG link and all that good stuff. But until then, thanks for hanging out with us today. Let's go ahead, and I just have a raid now going over to Wax House, another big Sega crewer, really cool guy, and is playing some Eternal Champions. Cypher, I think you're a big fan of that game, right?
Oh yeah, I love that game. I was watching A-Frame play it just yesterday.
Yeah, guilty pleasure of mine too.
Impossible game.
Well, very cool. Well, thanks for hanging out, everyone. And again, those resources are there. You can always hit us up. And, thanks again for joining us. And we'll see you here in 6 weeks. Peace out.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Yeah, everyone.
Later, all.